What if I told you Triumph just dropped bikes that make their legendary Café racer name affordable for the first time ever, and one of them might actually be better than the headliner? Alright guys, so Triumph launched their 400cc platform back in 2023, and honestly, it absolutely blew up. Over 150,000 units sold. That's not a small number. And now Triumph is back with two brand new models, the Thruxton 400 and the all-new Tracker 400. Both of them are built on that same 400 platform, but these aren't just reskins. Triumph actually hotrodded the engine, changed up the ergonomics, gave them distinct personalities, and today we're breaking down everything you need to know. So both bikes share the same 398cc liquid-cooled single-cylinder DOHC engine, but this isn't your standard 400 motor. Triumph went in and fitted a higher lift intake cam, reworked the ECU tune, and pushed the rev limiter up by a full 1,000 revolutions per minute. The result: the most powerful engine in their entire TR series lineup. Claimed output is 41.4 horsepower at 9,000 revolutions per minute and 27.6 feet-lb of torque. Now on paper that's a 5% bump over the standard tune, and when you're riding it, you can actually feel exactly where the power lives. There are two sweet spots in this engine. First one hits around 4,000 revolutions per minute, smooth, relaxed, perfect for just cruising around. Then above 6,000 revolutions per minute, this thing wakes right up. Throttle response gets snappy, it pulls hard, and honestly it's addictive. At 65 miles per hour on the highway, you're sitting at about 6,000 revolutions per minute. Push it to 80 and you're at 8,000, which is right where the engine starts buzzing and getting loud. Rev limiter is set at 12,000 revolutions per minute, and yeah, screaming it out of a corner is a blast, but the vibration up top is real. Both bikes naturally ask to be shifted before peak power. So most of your riding ends up between 6,000 and 8,000 revolutions per minute. There's also a tiny low RPM fueling stutter around town, nothing deal-breaking. But worth mentioning, both bikes get a non-adjustable 43mm inverted fork up front and a remote reservoir monoshock in the rear with spring preload adjustment only. Suspension travel is slightly different. The Tracker gets 5.5 inches up front, while the Thruxton gets 5.3. Same rear travel on both. But here's where they split: the tuning. The Thruxton is set up tighter and stiffer, giving you more road feel and a sportier character. The Tracker is softer and plusher, eating up bumps and giving you a more comfortable ride. And Triumph absolutely nailed both setups. At speed, both bikes stay composed and handle confidently. But if you're not specifically chasing that Café racer feel, the Trackers can honestly hit the better balance of comfort and capability. Okay, this is where these two bikes truly go their separate ways. The ergonomics. The Tracker puts you in a nice upright position. Wide handlebars, feet just slightly behind your knees, weight distributed comfortably. You can move around on the seat, elbows up in the wind. It just feels natural and confidence-inspiring all day long. The Thruxton. Low clip-on handlebars. Lower front end. More weight on your wrists. You're tucked in, leaned forward. Proper Café racer position. And look, for blasting through countryside roads, it feels absolutely right. But around town at slower speeds, those clip-ons get tiresome fast. It's aggressive. Maybe even a little too aggressive for a 400cc entry-level machine. The Tracker wins on daily comfort. No contest. Now let's talk about what this name actually means, because it carries serious weight. The original Triumph Thruxton in the 1960s was a hand-built 650cc parallel twin factory racer. Only 50 to 60 were ever made. It was the first production motorcycle to ever average over 100 miles per hour at the Isle of Man TT. Later, the modern Hinckley-era Thruxtons were 900 and 1,200cc machines with hot cams, high compression, all the trick bits. They weren't just cosmetic. So slapping Thruxton on a 400cc bike is a bold move, styling-wise. It's actually more modern than past Thruxtons, sharper angles, closer to the Trident 660's design language than the classic Bonneville look. Paint is deep and smooth. One thing though, the Triumph badges and trim appear to be stickers under clear coat. You can see the edges. Not a deal breaker, but it doesn't feel fully premium. Also heads up for US buyers, that gorgeous red color from all the promo material. Not available in the States. The Tracker 400 is a completely new model, pulling from Triumph's flat track racing heritage. And it's genuinely exciting. It comes on 17-inch wheels. Traditionally, tracker bikes run 19-inch, which gives that tall, burly stance. 17s don't nail the pure tracker aesthetic, but they handle better on road and open up way more tire options. Honestly, if Triumph called it anything else, nobody would complain. Tires are Pirelli Mount 60 Dual Sports, rated 60% road, 40% off-road. On the road, they feel great. A little slippery when cold, but predictable, and they warm up quickly. The Thruxton gets Pirelli Diablo Rosso IVS. Very aggressive rubber for this class. Needs heat to wake up properly, but once warm on good roads. The grip is incredible at deep lean angles. Brakes are shared across both. Single 4-piston biber caliper up front on a 300mm disc, single piston rear on a 230mm disc. Stopping power is solid. The front lever feel is good, but the initial bite point comes in late in the stroke, which can make things a little imprecise when you need to react quickly. Pricing: the Thruxton 400 comes in at $6,000 to $195. Compare that to the 2025 Thruxton 1200 Final Edition at $17,995, and yeah, Triumph is making the Café racer dream accessible like never before. So here's the honest take. The Tracker is the standout of these two. It's new, it's stylish, it's flickable and fun, and its suspension and ergonomics make it genuinely enjoyable to ride every single day. The 17-inch wheels are a compromise, sure, but the trade-off is worth it. The Thruxton is more niche, more aggressive. It trades daily comfort for that sporty Café racer character, and for the right rider, someone who wants that look and that feel at an accessible price, it absolutely delivers. But measured against Thruxtons of the past, the name carries expectations that a 400cc bike, even a well-tuned one, naturally can't fully meet. Both bikes are modern, accessible, and genuinely fun. And if Triumph's 400cc line is already 25% of their global sales, these two new models are only going to push that number higher.